way. My name is Moniqua. Welcome to another chit chat. Get ready with me. Today's topic is going to be is your standards too high? That is going to be the topic for today's live. Y'all know we gotta have our little live segments. So if you're new here, don't forget to click the subscribe button right now because you know your girl has been going live literally every single day. Okay, so we're gonna get into this topic while it's just doing our eyebrows. But first, I want to slick my eyebrows down because I feel like my eyebrows take the most time for some reason. So we're gonna slick it down. I'm using the Power Elf Brow Lift to slick my brows down. So this is the Elf Brow Lift that we are going to apply to our brows. And we can just slick them down because I feel like, I tell y'all, I feel like my brows just take the literal most time, okay? So yeah. And I think I can go in with a no makeup look today for today's live. Y'all, I don't know, but for some reason my contacts is just bothering me. I guess it's probably time to change them. So the makeup products, we're going in for a no makeup look. So the makeup products we're using is the Fenty Beauty stick. Then I want to go in with the Fenty Beauty concealer. Basically a whole lot of Fenty. Yeah, a whole lot of Fenty Beauty today. I think for lips we're gonna do this lip color. Yeah, so we're doing Fenty Beauty today. I have my Fenty Beauty powder somewhere here. I seen that they came out with a Fenty Beauty spray. I supposed to try that too. Yeah, so the makeup products that we're using for today's live is going to be the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint. This is in the color 16. Then we're going to go in with the concealer from Fenty Beauty. This is in the color 350. And I can't forget the primer that we're going to use, which is the Matte Ultrafine Primer or Pro Filter Primer from Fenty Beauty. And then we have our setting powder. Oh, and I also want to do contour as well. So we're going to go in with the Fenty Beauty contour stick. But yeah, y'all, today's live topic is going to be, are your standards too high? Basically, we're talking about standards in our chit chat. Get ready with me today. But first, I want to talk about when it comes to standards. You really have to know the difference between standards and preferences. And I say this because a lot of us have a lot of expectations when in reality you need to know the difference. Standards are values, basically, and preferences are personal likes. So standards are values and preferences are personal likes. So an example can be wanting somebody who is honest versus wanting somebody who's over 6 feet tall. So to know whether it's a standard or a preference, if you want somebody who's honest, that's basically a standard. That's a standard. Listen, I want to date somebody who is literally completely honest. Hi, honeys. And a preference can be wanting somebody who is literally over 6 feet tall. So when it comes to standards, you have to know the difference between standards and preference. Hi to everybody who's joining the live. We're just doing a little chit chat. Get ready with me on standards. If you're into like beauty and locks content, be sure to subscribe. Next up, another thing that you want to know when it comes to standards is ask yourself, where did these standards come from? Always ask yourself, how do I get standards? Ask yourself, where does these standards come from? Are they based on your experiences, or are they based on, somebody else's expectations? And this is why it's so evident to learn yourself and know what you want out of life. Oftentimes we get confused. Like I always tell y'all, stop getting confused with social media. Social media is not real. A lot of stuff you see is not real. Like that person can be going to the absolute most and put on for the media or when the camera comes on. So you have to know the difference between standards and preference. Like basically a standard can be you expect flowers weekly because you want it, versus not because you personally need it. You know, some girls really want a relationship where they get flowers literally every week. And that's okay. That can be a standard you have. And I feel like that's also something that you're supposed to personally express to your partner at all times. Another tip we can get into when we're talking about standards is make sure your standards align with your values. Your standards should reflect what matters to you. And this is why I always tell you all, always have some kind of self-love, because it's always important to know exactly what you want and how you want it. You have to know what you want. Spend some time alone with yourself and figure out what it is out of life you want, or what it is out of a relationship you want. Like, for example, if you value family, it makes sense to want somebody who's like family oriented. But also, that don't mean you can't start a family if you have one. Because oftentimes, a lot of us are not really close to our family and end up making great families in return. So just because, you know, things didn't work out with you means that it can't be beneficial to you. You can always learn from an experience at the end of the day. Know what you want and know what you're willing to do differently. Another tip when it comes to standards is check, are you meeting the standards you set? It's always good to be what you attract in life. Be what you attract in life, because how could you be setting such a standard when your life is not completely together? Like, you know, you want a partner who's emotionally available, but you are not emotionally available at all. So sometimes you have to be what you attract. And that's why they say just because you look it don't means, just because you feel away don't means you have to look how you feel. You can always dress up yourself to look good. Another tip when it comes to standards is watch out for standards that are based on fear and trauma. Sometimes high standards are a way to protect ourselves from being hurt. A lot of us been hurt before, and we set certain standards, you know, based off of hurt, which it's not truly genuine to how we feel. So that's another one. Watch out for standards that are based on fear and trauma. Like saying he must have never been married or never want kids might actually be about you being hurt and you being judged, and you're just projecting how you feel onto somebody. Never project how you feel onto somebody. Always try to just do the right thing. Another one is, hi honey, leave room for growth and not perfection. Like, even this is so important when it comes to your standards. Like, nobody in this world is completely perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. At the end of the day, everybody, you know, has to learn from their mistakes. So that's why it's so good to just leave room for growth. Nobody is fully furnished. Nobody is fully perfect. Although you might not have the career as yet, doesn't mean you can't have the career. You know, although you may not be motivated right now, doesn't mean you can get motivated or ambitious or, you know, be working hard. Y'all, I don't know why I keep putting concealer before my contour powder, but it's okay. I just want to use that same. Hi to everybody that's in the live. How you doing? If you're into like Locs and beauty content, be sure to subscribe, guys. Another tip for standards is consider, are your standards rooted in ego or self-worth? This is very important, because self-worth says I deserve respect. Ego says I am better than somebody. Got something? Hi, you from Indonesia? Wow, that's amazing. What time is it around now? Y'all see how I did that? Self-worth says I deserve respect. Ego says I am better than somebody. You never want to be the person who feels like you are better than every individual you come across. Like, that's literally the worst kind of person to be. For real. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I think I need to get more. Anyway, we can warm it up. But yeah. Another one you need to consider is be honest. When it comes to standards, are you trying to impress yourself Are you trying to protect yourself, or are you trying to impress others? This is something that you need to know. Do not be influenced by what looks good to others. This is why it's so good to like always have your own life, always have your own identity, always just be grounded and know who you are, because you never want to live for people. Living for people is not good. You always want to know who you are, know what you want at the end of the day. Another one when it comes to standards, focus on emotional safety over status or aesthetics. Emotional security is very important than image. If you are not mentally okay and you're just worried about image, you can definitely crash out in the long run. You can literally crash out if you don't have some type of good mental. If you're trying to live for image, you basically will be living for people. And when somebody doesn't validate you, you will not know who you are at the end of the day. So that's why it's so important to just focus on emotional safety over like status. Like always know you are, always be grounded in who you are. Another one is listen to trusted feedback, but don't lose yourself. It's okay to reflect. If it's listen to trusted feedback, but don't lose yourself. It's okay to reflect. Remember I tell you all at the beginning of the year I had to do a lot of reflection. This is because I basically had some traits that I needed to get rid of, like horrible traits that I became to notice about myself. Like I am definitely somebody who takes accountability for their actions. Like I take accountability for my actions. I don't play around when it comes to taking accountability for my actions. Like I know when I am wrong in a situation. Always identify when you are wrong. Never be so big-headed to not know when you are wrong in a situation or not know how to apologize. Like it's always good to just be kind. Like it doesn't hurt to like be kind to people, you know? So yeah, listen to trusted feedback, but don't lose yourself. Just because somebody says something to you, don't keep it there to your heart where you can't perform and be a good person. Another one is always ask yourself, would you be happy if somebody treated you the way you expect them to be? Like how could you put certain standards out there when you're treating the person who you with like absolute trash? That just goes back into you want to attract who you are. Like how could you want somebody who is nice when you are not nice, when you're extremely mean? It's good to always like be good to people. So good could come to you, you know? Always. Y'all, anytime y'all see me not saying the products that I'm using, more than likely it's going to be in the description box. Okay? I just want y'all to know that. Hi Hannah, hi Allison, and hi Noob. How y'all doing today? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but my makeup is just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's just acting kind of weird today. So yeah. I love setting sprays that just smell good. This is a good setting spray, okay, y'all? Really good. I'm not doing my brows today because, like I said, we're going with a no makeup look. When you do some lip liner. Could do it a left liner. I think they're coming together. Y'all, this is a Beauty Supply Soul lip liner for real. Beauty Supply Soul. Now we gotta definitely get into our this or that segment, standards versus preferences. Y'all know we always gotta have our this or that. I was looking for this Noah, and I couldn't find this. Hi. I just couldn't find this. Where this was. This is a NYX Laundry lipstick. This is in the color Unhooked. I was looking for that, y'all, and I couldn't find him. Let's see what this hair is giving. Do we still have any curls? We still have some curls in this hair. We definitely need some oil, though. We definitely need some oil. Yo, when my hair is curly, I really take it hard to like oil it and stuff, just because, I don't know, I used to want to mess with the curls, but child, the scalp needs some love. So we just can put it on some oil inside our scalp and basically rub it in. I notice my sides doing a good job. Like, y'all see? Y'all know. This ain't had no sides. So that just goes to show like how that rosemary water literally is work. Because y'all know I ain't had no sides. And y'all literally watch my hair literally grew on live, okay? Hi to everybody that's in the live. We were talking about standards today. That was our little girl chat. So we're just oiling up our hair. And then we spray some like rosemary water on it. Y'all, pipe cleaner curls just never fails me. Okay? My hair smelled like cigar though, because I had went to like a cigar lounge the other night. I really should have let it like air dry. That's the only thing with Locs. Locs can definitely hold scent. But it's okay. But yeah, y'all, so we can get into our segment, this or that, standards versus preferences. I think I got enough curls there. Hi to everybody that's in the live. If you're into like Locs and beauty content, be sure to subscribe. Now let's get to, are you, okay, the first one is standards versus preferences. Emotionally available, standard, calls / text you all day, preference. Do you need consistent communication, or are you making constant texting for emotional availability? I am definitely somebody that needs consistent communication. And let me tell you why. Oftentimes I'm a big overthinker and my mind like drifts, you know? So I like consistent communication, and also I'm an introvert. So like if you don't talk to me, I won't talk to you. And I know that's a bad way to be, but that's just how I am. Like it takes me a lot. Like I'm very talkative once you start talking to me, but I need consistent communication, like for real. Else I just drift off and throw into my own little world. But that's normal for introverts. Standards versus preferences. Respect your boundaries. Standard takes you on fancy dates. Preference. Definitely respect boundaries. Boundaries is something, no matter the relationship, you always want to have somebody respect your boundaries. Because if somebody doesn't respect your boundaries, that basically means they don't respect you and who you are as an individual. Next one, share core values. Standard, love the same music / movies as you. Preference. Definitely share core values, because that's so important. I need my values to be shared. Although we may have different things, but I need us to have some kind of core values. And in order for a relationship to work, sometimes values plays a very important role in your relationship. Let's get into the next one. Consistent actions and effort, standards, or has a certain look or style preference. I need consistent actions or looks. Would you date somebody who always shows up for you even if they don't feel like your usual type? I would definitely date somebody like that, because why not? We can grow together, we can learn together, we could be a bunch of things together. Financially responsible, standard, or makes a certain amount of money, preference. Would you rather somebody who manages money well, or somebody who earns a lot but spends recklessly? Definitely somebody who knows how to manage their money, because they can show me guidance, they can show me the way. We can help each other, we can build off each other. Somebody who spends like super recklessly doesn't care about their future as well as yours, because like what are they going to set up for you in the future, you know? Like we are a team at the end of the day, and I want y'all to always know that, like, at the end of the day, you are a team. So somebody should always think of you or think of the future. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of our little this or that segment, preference edition. Remember, y'all can always chime in on the comments on any tips or anything, and you can drop like what does standard means to you and what does preference mean to you. But today was a nice little good chit chat. Y'all know we are live literally every day for 30 days. So I want y'all to just stay focused, stay grounded, stay motivated, and just do your thing. Do your thing at the end of the day. I hope y'all enjoy my little no makeup look. Like I say, my makeup products will be to the bottom. So I will see y'all tomorrow.